Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It's really been windy here today. My goodness, I mean, we've been clocking in 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts around in the area. It's kind of crazy. Cold, but tomorrow's supposed to be warming up in the mid to upper 50s and then just keep going up from there. So just this weird little, 24, 48 hour period of cold wind, a little bit of snow. It's weird, but not as weird as what's going on in the rest of the world. Now, I know that some of you are just so irritated at what I say and how I've changed, even though if you've been listening to me all these years, I haven't changed. I'm not saying anything any different. It's still the same principles, still the same everything. If it irritates you so much, you don't have to watch. No one's holding a gun to you. You don't have to watch. A lot of people don't anymore. I mean, and I hear from the ones that do want to watch that they're having a harder and harder time watching me because it seems like YouTube is really censoring me. It's very much shadow banning, saying that they're having a hard time finding my videos, finding my channel. They're not getting any notifications anymore, which, without going into some deep conspiracy, makes me think, the last time we saw this was during the whole COVID thing. Remember, folks like myself and others were getting censored and suspended and videos removed because we were speaking out against the thing, right? And here I am now speaking out against the current thing, which we always thought was the opposite of the COVID-19, right? And I'm still getting censored. Strange. Anyways, moving on. I'm not going to change my message. I've been doing this for several years now, and I've been talking the same kind of talk, that you can't trust government, and it's all a big show. And it doesn't matter what political party they are. They all answer to someone much higher up, and they're all doing this to divide and conquer, right? And last night's State of the Union address was a great example of that. We are in a unique situation now, I think. And I've made videos talking about either or. And you'll know what I'm saying here in just a second. But I think that we are in a situation where both very easily happen. And I'm speaking of both Civil War and a World War III. Or just war. Lots of it. Lots of conflict. Lots of chaos. Lots of destruction and death. I mean, that's biblical. The left and the right are becoming more and more divided. There's more and more hate. Talks of violence. I guess today it's being reported that some of Elon Musk's, it's not even, I think, his, but some Tesla refilling stations, you all know what I'm talking about, instead of gas, you plug your car in. There's been some domestic terrorist acts. They've been set on fire because people are hating on Elon Musk because of what he's doing. The State of the Union address, there was a congressman that was kicked out last night, and I did watch a few little very short clips of it, and it looked like a big circus. It's not anything for or against what the president said, because honestly, like I said, I watched probably less than a minute, so I don't really know exactly what he says, and I know some of you are like, oh, you should watch it. Why? What I did see was just a lot of noise, and it looked like one of those European or South American, congressional things where they're literally fist fighting each other and throwing books at each other and, that kind of stuff. Americans have never seen that before in our own country. There's always been a level of decorum, and it's, gone out the window. I believe that's for a purpose. It's not just one side hating the other. I think it's all a show. It's all a show to get people more and more riled up. That you're either for this or against this, or for this or against this. I mean, it's one or the other, right? There's no in between. You either love Trump or you love Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And there's nothing in between. And we have to stand by our man, and we have to fight for that, and to rip everything apart, because this is what it's building, right? We all know that. We can all see that. It's building. It's building on the international front, too. Reported this morning that China used some of the strongest language that's ever used against the United States, saying that they are ready for a war against the United States, whether that be a tariff war, whether that be an economic war, or whether that means any other type of war. They are ready. The Pentagon, Pete Heggs, I can't even remember how to pronounce the guy's last name. You know who I'm talking about. He's the head of the Pentagon, the Secretary of Defense. He announced that in return that the United States is ready for a war against China. If you could, some of you, I don't know what movie it's from or TV show it's from, but there's a meme that's gone around for years. You know, a guy showing this like, not a marker board or something, and there's like pins all over the place and it's all chaotic. That's what it would probably look like right now if you could put a wall chart up to show alliances and all this kind of stuff between nations. It's absolutely crazy. You've got China and Russia committed to being buddies, Russia, China, Iran, but now you've got Zelensky trying to buddy up with China, and you've got it's all over the board. You know, Israel, and then the Middle East, and then India and Japan and the United States, and we're trying to get this or that. You know, Trump has been talking a lot about the Panama Canal since he became president, about how we're going to take that back, and I guess we took part of it back. Well, not really. BlackRock took over the two most major ports from China in Panama. So now BlackRock controls it. It's not China, it's not the United States, it's BlackRock. Wonder how that worked out. It was a $23 billion purchase or something like that. But the point is that the divisiveness and the tensions and the hatred and the chaos and the confusion is building. And the possibility of either or a civil war or a international war is becoming very, very high, and the possibility of both, I think, is becoming high. I think that and I believe this is all a big planned out game. This idea that one person's playing 4D chess and all that, it's all a chessboard, folks. It's all a game. It's all a Masonic little black and white checkered chessboard. That's right. And these people are all part of that, okay? They're all part of it. And they may try to appear like that they're one side or the other, but the reality is they're all on their side and not ours. And this is biblical. This is World Economic Forum. This is the Great Reset. This is the Golden Age. It's the New World Order, and it's all meant to happen. And it is. It's happening right before our eyes. And some people see it. And there's some people that still don't, even those that watch this channel and just take the time to get in and complain about it on the comments. But the fact is that more and more people are waking up, even since Donald Trump became president. You know, I was, like it or not, I was never the one to just, you know, gush over him becoming president, and I took a lot of flack in the first, you know, few days and few weeks of it, and other YouTube channels were kind of siding up, and then now I'm seeing others now start to back away from that and say, hey, this all looks like a big game. There's all kinds of stuff, you know. You've got Kash Patel, and you've got, you know, Pam Bondi, that was supposed to be this great beacon of justice, and they're just sounding like that they're just part of the same old game. You know, old Cash, he had that interview months ago that when he came in and took over as the FBI director, on first day he would do this, this, and this, and this, and this. Well, none of that's happened. Not a single thing. Same thing with Pam Bondi. You know, it's all a big, you know, wag the dog kind of thing. This stuff has been going on for decades, centuries, and the names change, and the rules appear to change, but the overall intent and outcome never changes, folks. It's just shifting so that they can have this appearance that there's one side winning this day and the other side's winning this day. It's to have this appearance so that they can get this segment of the population riled up against this one, and this one thinking that they're winning, and this one thinking that they're winning, and this one thinking that they've got to do this. And it keeps division going on, and it keeps us pulling ourselves apart, and it keeps us thinking that we have to depend upon them for peace, for stability, for basic existence. And what they don't want us to ever do is to all the people to come together and to look past our differences and to realize that together we don't need those elites. We don't need those people that run everything. We don't need them. That's why they keep us in turmoil. That's why they keep things falling apart, because it's creating a need for them. And people fall for it, and they always have. Go back into the medieval times when you had a king and his castle and you had all the peasants. Did all the peasants really need that king? Of course not. But he made them believe that they needed him, that he had the divine, command over them. And people bought it. Most people did. And today, no matter how much smarter we are, no matter how much technology and awareness and all this that we have, people still today believe that the people that are in charge are divinely there, and that they have some kind of, great whatever intellect that gives them this, some gift that gives them the ability to rule over us, and that we need them to do these things. The reality is that we don't. They need us. We don't really need them. But unfortunately, that's not going to change. And unfortunately, many people are not going to wake up and see that, just like with the Trump and Zelensky Oval Office incident, and then now it's just back and forth, and every few minutes it's a different thing of, well, we're going to do this together, well, we're not, well, we're going to come and talk, well, we're not, we're going to do a trade deal, but we're not. Kind of the same thing as what goes on in Congress. They all got to come together and they got to put on a good show, and one side's standing up and cheering and yay, and the other side sitting there doing this, even when it's some little child. It doesn't matter. And then they get thrown out, and then it's all a big show. It's bread and circuses, folks. It's like the Roman Colosseum, and people buy it up. People believe it. They believe that there's one person here that's going to save us all. And I'm not talking about Jesus. They believe that this person is the evil one and they're going to destroy us. And I'm not talking about Satan. They believe that these individuals in leadership are on one side or the other, and that they're either going to do us good or do us harm. And they don't realize that they're all part of the same team, and they're all here to do whatever they can to stay in power and to be looked on as someone that is needed, as gods, as collecting all the wealth and every bit of power that they can. That's really what's going on. And then when I say wealth and power, you might as well include the person's soul, because the people that those elites answer to, that's what they're wanting. They're wanting your soul. They want the life in you, that spark of life, that breath of life that the Father gave to you. They want that. And too many people won't wake up and see that that's what's going on. So, yeah, there's all kinds of things happening, and they sometimes directly affect us. But I do believe that we are headed towards war, whether it be Civil War or World War III or both or all of the above and more, because they have to have conflict. And we are in more of a conflict stage right now than we may have ever been, probably even through the whole Biden era. And Biden was a horrible, horrible president, and I disagreed with 99.999% of anything he ever said or did. And yet still, we're probably closer to that conflict now than ever before. So we have to continue to prepare. You need to be stocking up. You need to be prepping. You need to be praying. You need to be making your homestead as self-sufficient as you can. You need to be working with people around you, your neighbors and your community, trying to build some level of coalition that you can help each other out and depend on each other. because the things that's going on outside of that, they don't look good, folks. They don't look good at all. And I think it's just going to continue to get worse. Need to get ready. Get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.